Hello, hello. This is Jennifer Sinceri, and I am a Stamping Up independent demonstrator. And tonight it is Fabulous Friday. I'm so excited for my weekend, and I'm excited that I get to stamp with you guys. I'm going to move my placemat here a little bit, so bear with me. Okay. I just want to make sure I've got a flat surface. Hi, Lori from Ohio. How are you, friend? Thanks for being here with me. I hope you had a great week. All right. So I think we're all set up. I can see that people are here. Let's see. Tonight is going to be fun, fun, fun. I am in a coastal mood. We're going to play with the Waves of Ocean collection tonight, and that has a couple pieces. Some of them are an early release and some of them are just for now. They will not carry over. All right, so before I get started, do me a favor, while you're watching the live or the replay, please comment. That way I know you were here and I can interact with you. Also, the best compliment that you can give me is by sharing the video with your friends and family, and that way they can join in on the fun with us too. And I so appreciate that. Lori, thanks for asking about my sister-in-law. Let me think for a minute. They are doing better. They're pretty much over COVID, so praise God on that. They are seeking a second opinion. So before they start chemo and radiation and all of that, they weren't going to start it, but they were going to discuss it. They want to get a second opinion so that they feel better about their decision, I guess. So we are waiting and praying for them to be able to find another doctor that can advise them, and that way they feel more peace about their decision. So thank you for asking. The kids, the girls, are back home now because everyone is over the COVID and not contagious. So they get to be home with mommy and daddy now. And so yes, just please keep praying for them. I so appreciate that. We obviously want her to be healthy and to have peace about decisions that they make. So thank you so much. And let's see. I had a pretty good week. It's been busy. Finished up report cards at school. I did not get to play in the craft room much this week. So I'm excited. Tomorrow we're going to have rain, and I am planning on hanging out in my craft room all day stamping. So that will be fun. All right, let's get started. So Waves of the Ocean. This is an early release. You can use one item number to get the whole collection, or you can buy things individually. So let me just go over that. I think I've shown you the pieces before. There is a bundle. So this is the stamp bundle, and it has dies. The dies are fabulous. Lori, do you have this set yet? Let's see. I just gave myself a paper cut right before coming on, so hopefully I don't bleed over on everything. Okay, so we've got 2 wave dies, and these, let me put them this way. These are great for layering. This one's a little rounder on the top. This one has an angle here, goes up and then you can see that it's a little bit different here. So these are great for layering, and I'll show you that, okay? Hi, Peggy. Happy Friday. And then there are some label dies. There's some clouds. What are these, guys? I haven't used this one. What is this one? Oh, I think it's like water splashes, like little drips. I'm going to have to run that and see what that looks like. And then there's some birds here, and then this guy right here is the outline to one of the stamps. There's a pelican on some posts, and so that piece cuts him out. Okay, and then our stamps, we have 7 stamps. So there's really not a lot to this set, and yet it's pretty dynamic. We've got this gorgeous wave, and then the pelicans, and then we have a bird, and then we've got some sentiments. Our friendship is a thing of beauty. You're so totally awesome. Your strength is an inspiration. And then happy birthday. Okay, so there's a lot I think that we can do with this. I see this as masculine cards, whether it's birthday, encouragement, thinking of you. We could make some sympathy cards with this. There's so much we can do with it. So I think it's a great universal set. Hi, Pamela. How are you? All right. Now, you guys know I'm gonna pull these because I'm really curious what these guys make. I haven't done these two little dies, so indulge me for just a minute. I got an order in yesterday, and guess what? I bought the mini cut and emboss machine. It's so cute, you guys. It's so cute. This is like super light. I can't believe how light it is. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna run these little dies through because I want to see what they look like. Hi, Julie. So these flip down. All right. And I'm going to turn it this way because I'm going to crank it. All right. And we've got our little plates here. Some of these plates you use with just embossing, and some of them you use with the die cuts. And they tell you everything in the little instructions. So this runs normally $60, and it's on sale for $48, I believe. Let me look real quick. Yeah, $48 in the US. So great savings. If you're a demonstrator, you get the sale price plus your discount. So let's see. I'm just gonna grab a scrap of paper. So it might be funky. Here, I've got a piece of purple right there. Let's see what these little dies are. I think they might be maybe water drops or maybe birds. I don't know. And now I'm indulged. I'm sorry. I'm curious. All right, so I'm just running this through. It runs really smooth. It's not hard to use at all. I was really impressed. I started using it this afternoon. What does it make? I don't get what that is. What are these? Looks like... Can you guys figure out what that is? I have no clue. I have no idea. Maybe they go on the bits of the waves. Oh, Peggy says maybe they're definition on clouds. That makes more sense. Look at that. Looks like fluffy parts of clouds. Oh, Peggy, you are a wise woman. Peggy gets bonus points tonight. Ding, 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 ding. I would have not figured that out. I'm like, they look like scraps. I don't know what that is. But I do think you're right. I think they might be definition for clouds. They don't look like birds to me. All right, we learned something tonight, ladies. We learned something. Oh, goodness. All right. So let me put this aside. I was kind of curious. I wanted to see what that was. This is so cute. It's so small. I have a cuddle bug, and the cuddle bug is even bigger than this. This is super small. And so this can stay on my craft table. It's not going to take up that much space at all. I'm really impressed. I wasn't going to, I thought, why would I want why would I want the small mini one? But I've heard that, it can cut out about 90% of what we sell. So, goodness, it's a huge space saver. Okay, let me show you the paper real quick. This is the designer series paper. Lots of different colors. This is not going to carry over in the new catalog. This is while supplies last. I just stocked up on some because I wanted to have it for making masculine cards. To me, it looks like poured paint or even shaving cream with ink in it. It's really, really lovely. It's very different. It's not my normal go-to, but I really like it with this stamp set. So that's pretty. And then there's the foil. All right. And who doesn't love foil paper? How wide is the mouth of the embosser? I can look. There's a little pamphlet. Let me look. Let's see. Or I can measure it if I see. I don't know if my ruler's here. My ruler mysteriously disappeared. I think a teenager might have swiped my ruler for homework and did not return it. Those are different languages that I don't speak, so that's not helpful. I don't see. Let's see if I can measure it with my graph paper. All right. Love this foil paper. The silver is just good to have on hand for some of the stamp sets that we carry that are tools and things or kitchen utensils. So you want to know how wide the mouth is. I'm going to put it on my grid paper. It is... Let's see. 3, it's more than 3, but it's more than 3.5. It's about 3 3/4. I'll show. Let's see, put that up in the, can you guys see if I move this up in the view? So there's 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. This is 4 inches. So it's not quite 4 inches. It's at the 3 3/4 mark. Okay, just so you know. Glad I can figure that out. Alrighty. It's great for travel, you guys. Awesome possum. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. Okay, I've got a couple cards I'm going to make. And all a little different. Some highlighting the paper, some highlighting the stamps. Okay, and just to save time, I did a lot of pre-work. This is Pool Party. I'm loving the colors in this suite. Oh, I didn't get to show you the gems. Those are the gems. I think I've shown these to you before. So it's kind of hard to see the colors. I'll tell them to you. This would be Night of Navy. This is like a grayish blue. Maybe it's our Misty Moonlight. This looks like Pool Party, Granny Apple Green, and I'm thinking Bermuda Bay. So all of the aqua blue colors and then some green. It's just lovely. I actually bought several packs of these because these are not carrying over, and I love the colors. I love blues and greens. So I can see myself using this with a lot. And here's the other thing. I was going through my stamp stash. I'm kind of hopping all over tonight, and I apologize. It's just because I'm so excited. I went through my stamp stash to see what would complement this, okay? You may have some of these stamps already. This is in the mini catalog. So you've got some more sentiments and then sea creatures that could go with that ocean theme. And these have dies. And then this is an oldie but goodie. It has a whale punch. And I'm actually going to use the sea turtle tonight on one of my cards. I'm thinking this will probably retire because it's been out a while. And we have so many ocean themed sets. This is new. It's called Let's Set Sail. It has a sailboat punch. So you could have the water in the background and then put a sailboat on the water. Friends are like seashells, and this has a hybrid embossing folder that goes with it. But there's some sentiments, and then this little sea star, some seaweed, shells. So those could add to, if you have all of these, you know, or some of these, they would just add to what you've got. Seascape could definitely go with this. And there's some awesome dies that go with this. There is a fish and a seahorse, and they're big. Let me see if they're in here. Yeah. And this guy, the fish, doesn't cut out all the way. He cuts to the point where it's like he's floating on the paper. So that's another set that would complement. We've had this set a while sailing home. I'm thinking this might retire. I don't know. We've had it for a while. And this has dies. And then this is a background stamp, Gentle Waves. It's new. And I'm using it tonight on one of the cards with the designer series paper. Okay, so we have a lot of ocean themed stamps that can go with this collection. All right, so I just wanted to show that to you too. You may have some of those in your stamp stash already. All right, let's get back to it. Pool party. I'm gonna burnish that. Okay, I grabbed a mat of Pacific Point. And then what I did was I cut a smaller piece and I stamped the wave with Pacific Point ink. Now I'm going to hold this up to you so you can see this. Look at the detail of that stamp. Let me move my glittery nails away from it. Look at the detail of this stamp. This is pretty amazing. Now there's a lot of possibilities that we could do with this. You can add Wink Stella on there. You could stamp it again and do some wet embossing on there. Wouldn't that be lovely? And then we can do some layering, which is what I'm going to do with this card. I'm going to use the dies and layer on top of the stamped image with foil. Okay? But before I do that, I think I'm going to go ahead and add some Wink Stella to this. All right. It is a really cool stamp. Yes, indeed. Now, I'm just going to be careful because whenever you use Wink Stella, it moves your ink around. As you can see, it's lightening some of my ink. And I'm okay with that because I'm going to layer. But I think that this might add some of that sparkle that we see when the water is coming in. It just makes it look magical. And I don't know about you, but I love the ocean. I don't know that I would want to live there, but I love to visit the ocean. It's just so therapeutic. Stamping is therapeutic. So I am putting two of my favorite things together, the ocean and stamping. My husband and I were married in January, so we celebrate our anniversary in the month of January. This year we celebrated 23 years of marriage. Hi, Shelley. And normally we go to the coast for our anniversary. Normally. We go to Monterey, Pacific Grove area. And it's one of our favorite places. We don't do a lot. We just sit and watch the ocean, walk on the beach, chill. It's one of our favorite places. Okay, so I just added a little bit of sparkle to that. I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up or not. We'll see. But do you see how it moved the ink around a little bit too? Okay, then I took one of the pieces of designer series paper that's got some blue pool party, pale papaya, bumblebee, and it looks like calypso coral. And I just took one of our circle dies and I cut a circle out. So we're going to create a peephole. But before we do that, or peekaboo, I took that Coastal Cabana foil paper and I cut out one of the waves. So I'm going to lay this on my stamped image. Okay. Now, what would have been better is if I had cut this out on a adhesive sheet. Would have made it a lot easier. But I didn't do that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue here. You're going to bear with me. All right, and we're just going to layer that on. A couple dots here and there. A lot of this, we're not going to see all of this. That's why I've cut the end part, because I needed it to fit, and you're not even going to see that. It's going to be hidden. And what I'm doing right now is I'm using my silicone mat. These sell for $6. They are lovely. Sometimes I forget to use them, but it's great because it helps my placemat not get sticky. All right, so I'm going to lift this up. Let's put it on. I'm going to move this over like that. Let's move it and layer it onto this stamped image. All right. Now, we're going to put this, if I can get my fingers to work here. Come here. Okay, we're going to lay this on top and see it's peeking through. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so let's get this. You can see paper has two sides, so when you make a mistake, just flip it over. Oh, it looks like I've got a crummy my mind is going blank. Double-sided tape. All right. I just kind of placed it in the middle, and then this is 1/4 of an inch smaller, and we can just move it around to make sure that it's even all the way around. Okay. The wave is really, really pretty. There's, like I said, there's not a lot of stamps in this set, but gosh, it is gorgeous. That wave really is breathtaking. And don't worry, there are some other cards we're going to do tonight that will highlight the wave stamp more. This is just kind of fun with the layering technique here. All right, now before I glue this down, I think I might send this card to my sister-in-law who's struggling right now, as you guys know. This sentiment says, your strength is an inspiration. And so I thought I would put this here, and I'm going to, I was trying to find my navy baker's twine, and I couldn't find it. So I'm going to have to use something else. I've got this denim ribbon, or I could use that, or I could use, I don't know. What do you guys think? The glittery sheer ribbon, the pool party, or I've got this denim ribbon. The denim doesn't quite match. I don't think that's a go. So Should we go with glittery sheer or pool party ribbon? Let me know in the comments. My first pick would be navy baker's twine, and I can't find it. One vote for pool party. Anybody else? Deanna says she likes the sheer because it's calming. And Pam says sheer. And Linda says, woohoo! Happy Friday, Linda. I'm kind of leaning more towards the sheer also. So let's go with sheer. Okay. All right. And I have my little pelican we're going to add. So what we're going to do is we're going to lace this behind and through the holes. I always have to tell my brain, okay, how does that work again? Because it's supposed to go behind. And we're going to wrap this around. It's a fun, neat way of doing your sentiment. And I'm not even going to do a bow. I think I'm just going to do a knot. Okay. So let me trim this. I can feel like my fingers don't want to work with me tonight, which is not good. That is not good. All right. And I can move this. It's not adhered, so don't worry. We'll adjust it after we get this knotted. Okay. Oh, hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Okay, so I'm just going to knot this. All right, and then we'll trim it, and I'm going to move that over. But I don't want the ribbon to, there we go. And I'm going to adhere that a little bit, but I don't want the ribbon to be in the view of my sentiment. So I'm just going to trim. So yeah, I think this will be a perfect card. A perfect card for my sister-in-law. All right, because this will be easier for me to get in there, I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue. And we'll do it on this side. And then that gives me some wiggle room. I can get it where I want it. Okay. There we go. Let's make sure that's straight. Well, thank you, Catherine. I appreciate when you guys share my videos with your friends and family, because then more people get to join in on the fun and learn about paper crafting for sure. All right, now we're going to put this layer onto our card base, okay? Goodness. Use whatever adhesive works for you. You can use your liquid glue. You can use your double-sided tape runner, Stampin' Seal, or Stampin' Seal Plus, whatever you like. I actually like the sheer ribbon on here, you guys. It's perfect. Okay, now I stamped my pelican on these wood posts, and I did it in Night of Navy, and we're going to pop that up with some dimensionals. Okay, we're going to give it a little bit of dimension here. So let me grab my U-Pick tool and pop these little guys on here. This is like double-sided foam tape. And they really make your cards literally pop. All right. Okay. Then if you wanted to add a gem or two on here, we could. I don't think it needs it, but you could. You could. So maybe we'll do one, because you know I like some bling. I think I want a smaller one. Let's go with this has 3 sizes. You get more of the small, you get a few mediums, and then some large. So we want to see it. Maybe we'll go right here. Maybe I'll do a few. We'll do a couple tiny ones. There. Okay. That's the first card. I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see. And I think that is a perfect card for me to send to my sister-in-law right now. I'm excited. And it's got a little bit of that Wink of Stella in there too. So lots of elements. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate that. I'm so glad you like it. All right, I think let's put something on the inside. I have a little paper here. Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you. Now, I could put the same pelican image in here, but for some variety, I pulled a sea star out of one of my stamp sets that I had. For those of you that weren't here right when I started, I pulled several stamp sets that are coastal related. We have a lot right now that are still current. And there's a sea star here. There's some bubbles. There's seaweed. I think I'm going to put some of that on the inside. And I'm not going to put anything here because I'm actually probably going to put a scripture in here for her that I want to share. And then write something. This is going to be a card that I write a little bit. So, I think I'll pull, like, what color would be good for our sea star? Let's do Calypso Coral on the inside. All right. And maybe we'll do some pool party seaweed. Normally, I think our seaweed would be a different color. I could do... Now we'll do the pool party because that's going to tie in the rest of the card. Hi, Stacy. All right, let me make sure. Okay. Just a little bit there in the corner. And then we'll do our sea star. Okay, and how about a couple bubbles? And I think there's bubbles in here. Yep. I haven't used that one yet. Okay. Funny story, this Seize the Day stamp set has some dies that go with it. And I kept looking for the dies and I couldn't find the dies. And I'm like, where did they go? And Apparently I didn't order them. Now that's a lot. It's a long line, and I don't know that I want. Oh well, we'll just go very lightly. All right. There. I'll hold that up so you guys can see it. Okay, just a little bit of interest right there in the corner. All right, there's the first card, you guys. I love it. I hope you guys like it. Just an encouragement card. All right, next card. Next. All right, who likes sea turtles? I love sea turtles. So again, this is going to be more of a card that's all about the designer series paper. Okay, so this isn't really using the Waves of Ocean stamp set, but I pulled out this oldie and goodie that's still available. There's a whale punch that goes with it, and there is a sea turtle. I'm thinking that this stamp set is probably going to retire because it's been a while. We've had this for a while. I'll know next week. Next week, the retiring list is going to be released on March 23rd. Okay, so I will let you know. Okay, so this is Night of Navy basic card base. I'm just using my bone folder here and burnishing, and then some Pacific Point. Okay, and we're going to make a mat 1/4 of an inch smaller. And I did a lot of the stamping beforehand just to save time. Okay, this is about giving you ideas, using up things that you have in your stamp stash, or showing you things that are available, or how to use the products. So this is the new designer series paper that I'm highlighting tonight. Okay, and I cut 1-inch strips, and I love this. It has Granny Apple Green, Pacific Point, and Night of Navy, and some white in there. All right, so I'm going to mount it. Look at this pop. Look at these colors. I'm going to mount it on Granny Apple Green. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, let me get my mat here so we don't get stickies on my placemat. Okay, and we want a little bit of border. Ooh, we want a little bit of border all the way around. Let me. Okay, not quite even, but it's good. It's all good. Aren't those colors so fun? I love these colors. These colors make me happy. Which is funny because my favorite color is purple, but I love the ocean and I love blues and greens and aquas too. They're very relaxing. They're very soothing, very therapeutic, very peaceful. This Granny Apple Green, I wouldn't necessarily call peaceful, but it's a happy color too. I think I cut this one a little bit too skinny because I'm not seeing enough, but it's homemade, right? So sometimes homemade is not perfect. So we'll just make it work, okay? Or not, because that's bothering me. But now it's stuck, so I guess oh well, we'll make it work. I'll put it in the middle. All right? See, even I make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. You guys see it all the time. Okay, you've got a couple options here. You could adhere these down flat, or you could pop the strips up. Just totally up to you. Then I took some of those images from that Whale Done stamp set, and I stamped some seaweed in Granny Apple Green, some coral in Calypso Coral. I gave us a little seahorse, and I put some bubbles there. Okay, and we can hide this with my my stamps, so it'll work out. It will work out. I'm not going to stress about it. These are our layering circle dies. Great staple. And I think I'm just going to put these flat. But, like I said, you could pop them up with dimensionals, but I'm not going to take the time for that, because I got more stuff to show you. Okay. And when I do strips like this, I usually do the outer ones and then I do the inner. I don't know. How do you guys do yours? Do you do it that way? This is a great way to use up scrap paper too. All right, so that's not even there, but don't worry, we're going to cover it up. Look at that. Problem solved. And we're going to pop up our little sea turtle. So I fussy cut my sea turtle. I stamped him in Mossy Meadow, and then I colored him with Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blends. Okay. Here we go. Simple, easy card. A little bit of stamping on there. Now, if we wanted to put a sentiment, we could. I've got some strips here that are just scrap. We could put a little sentiment on here. I don't know that it needs it. I don't know. We could put it right here. Let's see. What do I want to say? How about my love for you is bigger than the ocean? That could be to a family member. It could be to a friend. And this is what I'm saying, you guys. This paper is really fun to play with. And it's not going to carry over. So it is while supplies last. So if you love it, you're going to want to grab it. Put that right there. I put a dimensional on one side because it is off of my raised stamped images, and then the rest that's on my stamped images I just put double-sided adhesive. So there we go. Could be masculine, could be a masculine card or not. Totally up to you. Okay, so that is the next one. And if you wanted to add some of those jewels on here, by all means you could. I'll put a couple of those Granny Apple Green ones in here with the bubbles. There. Okay, that's our next card. All right, next card. Next card. What do we have? Okay. White card base. All right, and then here's some of that blue designer series paper. I actually used, these are our stitched rectangle dies. Okay, so I cut out one of those, and then look at this. Look at that paper. Isn't that fun? All right, so we're going to adhere these. Let's do that. Using those stitched rectangle dies. It's funny because the back side, these colors just make me think of spring. They don't make me think of the ocean. But I do like those colors. All right, then I took a piece of black and I ran it through one of our embossing folders. I'm trying to remember the name of this one. It's the hammered one. Okay, and just to give it a little bit of texture. Now, because there's that texture, is a little bit hard to use your double-sided adhesive, so I'm going to use some liquid glue on this. And we're just going to put that right in the middle. And that gives it some texture. All right, then I took another stitched rectangle die and I stamped in black our pelican. All right, and we're going to put that in the middle, and I'm probably going to pop this up. Then I stamped another one and I fussy cut it, and I'm going to pop it up. So we're going to have two, but one's going to be raised. Okay. Where did it go? There it is. So this looks more like a masculine card to me, but it doesn't have to be. I find I always make more feminine looking cards, and so I need to have masculine cards on hand. Okay. And then we're going to pop this guy up. So I'm hoping you're seeing some possibilities of how to use this paper. Maybe it did not grab you at first, and now you're seeing the possibilities for it. It really is fun paper. We're going to raise it up a little bit like that. And then we got a scrap of paper here, and it says, relax, enjoy your day. This is from a different, this is from, what's that set? It's the On the Horizon stamp set. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some dimensionals on the bottom and then double-sided tape. So I'm going to flip it, and yep, I had stamped on the other side, but it was crooked. So I just flipped my paper over. And wait a minute, I got to focus. What did I just say I was going to do? I was going to put it on the bottom. Okay, so that's now on the top. Oops. So what are your guys' plans for this weekend? Like I said, we're going to have rain. So what are you guys going to plan on doing this weekend? Any plans? I don't know if we need gems on here. I don't think it. All right, I'll put one there, and I'll put a little one. There we go. Moving, painting, ripping up carpets, putting new floors in. Ooh, Stacy, I think you are getting your craft room ready, aren't you? Okay, there's our next card. Now, if you don't like the white, you could color these in. You could use markers. I kind of like the black and white. It's just totally up to you. All right. I wish I could get my garden ready. We're going to have rain, so I can't be working out in my garden right now. I'm waiting for better weather. All right, I think my last card. Actually, I have two cards. All right. This was a little trick that I'll show you just to save your paper. Let me grab those dies and show you what I did here. Okay, so I cut we're going to do a horizontal card this time. I cut a mat, okay, 1/4 inch, and what I ended up doing was I took this die and I laid it on there, and I actually traced it very lightly with some pencil because I didn't want the detailed die. I wanted just the shape of the wave. Okay, so I cut it out, and here it is right here. This is that piece right here, and I just cut it out, and I'm actually going to use that. All right, and it's going to get covered up with another layer. So you've got a little bit of the blue showing as a layer. Instead of me cutting another piece to get this and wasting the paper, I just cut it out, and then no one's going to see it because I have another layer on top. So a little trick when you're doing a lot of layering and you have dies that you're using, go ahead and cut it out in the middle And then just put your layer on top and nobody's going to know. All right. And that helps save your paper. A little more economical. Makes your paper stretch. All right. So let's adhere this. Ah, it's stuck to my fingers. Okay, so just a little trick. Ooh. We're going to put this on top. Make sure we have a little bit of blue all the way around. I find these colors are so interesting together. Okay, now I have that wave that I cut and I just have the shape. And then I have cut one of those die cuts to lay on top. All right. And the other thing I was thinking of is you could take the wave stamp and stamp it on top of the designer series paper. But I haven't tried that yet. So I don't want to do it and then mess this piece up. But that might be something I practice and see if I like, if it adds more to it or not. It might be too busy. Okay, so we're going to lay this on top. And then I'm going to add a sentiment. But I'm going to trim this die because it's hanging over and I don't need that. And we're going to cover it up with our sentiment. Okay, so let me put this on top and I'm going to use that liquid glue again. You could cut this out with an adhesive sheet, but I always forget to do that. So just use your silicone mat and some liquid glue and you'll be good. All right. Okay. Sounds like the guys are home. They went over to a friend's house to shoot off some rockets in his field. The youth boys put together rocket kits over the summer last year, and they haven't launched them yet. So they, and we had to wait for the weather. You don't want to launch rockets in a dry, grassy field. Not a good idea. You don't want to fire. So they went over to one of our church elders' property. He has some open space, and he invited the youth boys to come over and launch the rockets. So that was fun. Okie dokie. I'll lay that on top. And you could stamp right here. I kind of feel like it needs something else, but I think I'm going to put my sentiment here. Let me think about this. You guys can help me. What do you think I should do there? I had an idea and it escaped my mind. I could put the pelican there. We could stamp our pelican. Maybe I'll do that. Because I need to cover up that open spot. So I'm just changing out my stamps. And I need a scrap. Come on. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right. use my Pacific Point ink. Pacific Point is not a color I use a lot, and I've actually enjoyed using it with these cards. It's a really pretty color. That looks dark. I must have had some navy on my stamp still. Oh, you know what it was? I re-inked my ink pad. That's what happened. Now there's no die for this guy, so I'm going to fussy cut fast. It's okay if there's a little bit of white. I actually enjoy fussy cutting. I find it relaxing. Some people can't stand it. Logan keeps calling Audrey and she's not listening to him. All right. Let's put that right there so I can cover up that end. All right, so if you are interested in purchasing any of the items that I have demoed tonight, you can go to this website, jennifersinceri.stampinup.net, and you can order there. Just create an account for yourself, or you may already have one set up. And my son is calling me from the backyard. Nice. Logan, I'm on Facebook right now. Oh, it sounds like they got locked out. They don't have a house key. How funny. All right. All right, let's do our sentiment. And I'm going to have to tell Audrey to go let the boys in. Hold on for just a minute. Okay, I'm back. All right, now what sentiment do I want to say? Audrey, they're in the backyard, so go ahead and open the back door. That's what you get for not bringing your keys with you. All right, where are my sentiments? Let's see. How about we do you're so totally awesome. How about that one? What looks two-toned, Stacy? Which part looks two-toned? The pelican? The darker with the lighter? Okay. Let's ink this up. Perfect. And then I'm going to trim this. And I'm going to use my paper trimmer this time because it's a little bit bigger and I want to make sure it's straight. Okay. And I could have used one of the sentiment dies in the set, but I'm not going to for this one. I'm going to do something a little different. We'll do my little pendant that I like to do. Okay. Make it a little more masculine looking. All right. Put that there. I don't know if I like the pendant on there. I think I'm going to cut it off. Okay. How are we doing? Oh my goodness, it's already 7 o'clock. Yikes. All right. Gotta get this done super fast. I actually have 2 other cards that I made that are already done. And I'll show those to you. Okay. And let's put, I'm really loving these gems, you guys. Let's do one here maybe. And then we're going to do a medium, a small. Okay, there's that one. You guys like it? All right. One last card. This one will be fast, I promise. I've done most of the work already. This is a different color. This is Bermuda Bay. And I wanted to highlight the foil this time. Okay? So we're going to put the foil on top. All right. Then what I ended up doing was I took our background stamp that I showed you, that is the ocean waves. It's called Gentle Waves. I took that and I inked it in Pool Party. And then I just cut a circle out. And we're going to lay that like this. Okay? And we're going to lay that on top. So again, you can use lots of things. You might have this background stamp. Okay, and the foil is always gorgeous to work with. I would grab some of this foil and just have it on hand. Okay, and then I took some of the Designer Series paper and I just cut a circle out. But I wanted some of that Pool Party with white, and I stamped "Wishing You Oceans of Happiness." And we're going to put that in the center, but we're going to have some of the foil around like a border. Okay? So let's make sure that we've got an even amount. Okay. And then I cut out some of those sea stars and I stamped them in pumpkin pie. And then I cut some, this is from our new bow punch. And we're going to pretend it's seaweed. We're going to pretend it's seaweed. I think it works for seaweed. And I also cut out one of the Pool Party shimmer papers. This is in the mini catalog. Look at that. What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let's get this on. Oh, I see hearts. You guys like it. Yay. This shimmer paper comes with a pink and then this, they say blue. And when I got it, I was like, that's not blue. It's more like, it's Pool Party or just iridescent. Now we have dies that are seaweed, but for the sake of time, I was like, I'm just pulling my punch out and we'll pretend it's seaweed. And I think it works. Okay. And then, excuse me, let's pull some of these guys. And I fussy cut these. They actually do have a die, but this was the die set that I forgot to order, that I had to order this week because I would like to have them. I can't believe that I forgot to order them. So I didn't get my 10% discount when I ordered the stamp set. I should have ordered it as a bundle. I don't know what I was thinking. So when you order something, excuse me, as a bundle, you get it at 10% off. And right now, there are actually several bundles that are on sale. So they're saying it's a 20%, they're 20% off. Well, you know that bundles are already 10% off, and then they're taking an additional 10% off. So you're getting it like 20% off. Okay, where am I going to put this other sea star? Let's see. No. Maybe down here. Okay. And then let's put some of the pool party gems on here. Oh my goodness gracious, I like it. Maybe some of these guys. A little bit lighter. Maybe right there. One, two, three, four. We got to do odd numbers, and we'll do 5. They're like bubbles. Okay, I like that card. I love the foil, you guys. Okay. 2 more cards that I already made. This is another one that I did. And I did the stamp in the background, and I did the 2 different wave dies on top. One's in that pool party shimmer paper, and then one's in designer series paper. Okay. And then this one, I saw this card, and I tried to do it. It was harder than I expected. But you can see there's foil and designer series paper on there. You basically take 3-inch squares and you cut them a certain way so that they will fit like a puzzle, and you glue them on. It was a little more advanced. So not that it's not doable, but it took more time than I expected. Okay. And then we got our pelicans. We have this guy. And we've got another pelican. I'm going to move this over. Lots of cards tonight. And then my sea turtle. We'll put him over here. Okay. So lots of cards tonight. I'm going to take pictures of all the cards, and I will post them on my business page. Okay. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope you got some great ideas on how to use these dies, the stamps, and to look at your stash and say, what do I have that would go with these supplies? We carry a lot of coastal, ocean themed stamp sets. So I hope that this has inspired you to get some of your older stamps out. Because maybe you bought the paper, maybe you didn't buy the new stamp set. But I think you're going to want that wave with those dies. It's gorgeous. All right, so you can place orders anytime. Thank you for supporting my business, either by being a viewer and watching, sharing my videos, or placing orders. So thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to spend Friday night with you. I hope you guys have a great weekend. All right. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Love you much. Okay. And I will see you next Friday night. All right. Bye-bye.